Haley Norris, realtor. Should I make my hair go like this? Whether you need to buy, sell, or lease. Haley, can I use my hands? Or is that, where are my hands? Where do they go?
Just say,
Haley.
Just say Haley.
Whether you need my expertise. Haley Norris, realtor. Or even do a commercial lease. Haley Norris, realtor. Should I say Remax Real Estate Center or no? Is that too salesy?
No, that's good.
My average days on market is just 50 days. You need my expertise. And that means I'm putting more money back in your pocket.
New developments in the case of the Harrisburg former now police chief Gary Hefner, who was forced down to the rank of patrolman after the mayor Randy Mills stated that he had been disrespectful. Well, now the former police chief has resigned as a patrolman, and the mayor is now saying, according to the Jonesboro Sun, that the former police chief wiped his city-issued phone. KIT is reporting, meanwhile, that the Harrisburg mayor said he asked Hefner to resign from the department completely, meaning he's the reason that he resigned now from this position. It's still a story we've not learned too much about, but we would like to know more about this, especially from the now former police chief who has no reason to not speak with us. If he would like, we would love to interview Mr. Hefner or the mayor. Several calls all afternoon to the mayor's office and to Harrisburg City Hall. That was actually this morning when those calls most of them were made anyway. Were not answered. No answer there. But we have a lot of activity, it seems like, coming out of Harrisburg today. The Randolph County Sheriff is thrilled that some news is about to take place in the form of the addition and expansion onto his jail. It's Randolph County Sheriff Gary Tribble that talked to NEA Report today about this, one of our top stories at NEAReport.com right now. He said he wished he could be honest and say that there won't be an increase in the jail population, but he doesn't think that's going to be the case. Since he's been in law enforcement in the 1980s, the now sheriff, who is winding down his record-setting tenure as the sheriff by not running for re-election this year, says he's going to be very pleased at seeing the Randolph County Jail expanded. It's a heck of an expansion, too. It's nearly going to triple the capacity. It adds a female unit. It's going to go from 34 beds to 94 beds. 20 of those beds will be female beds. The number for the male beds will over double. 34 inmates can presently be held for the entire county. Obviously, it is at and past that capacity on most days. Well, it's going to be a little bit harder for it to reach that capacity with the addition of the expansion. And the sheriff, Randolph County Sheriff Gary Tribble, he says that it could save a lot of money too, and it may even save a few lives along the way. He explained this by saying that every time they have to transfer an inmate to another jail, such as Pickett, not only do they have to pay a lot more, for example, $35 a day was the number he gave for Pickett, but they also have to transport that person with a sheriff's employee, a deputy, for example, driving the inmate to another location, and when that happens, that can result in safety issues or wrecks or other things that have taken place before, even in the past several years. The sheriff says that that is going to make for a big change to say goodbye to having to do that as much. But it was estimated in a story in 2015 that as much as $100,000 was spent by Randolph County transporting inmates to area jails nearby in order for them to be held or incarcerated. Obviously, those savings could add up quite fast, but it still is probably a huge multi-million-dollar project where it's going to take a couple of decades, I would suspect, for those savings to pay for what is going to be added in Randolph County. Voters approved this in 2015. And also want to point out one other aspect to the story. The Randolph County Sheriff, Gary Tribble, he is retiring, but he said, we talked about this, I asked him, what is the most common offense that people are incarcerated for in your county? And we kind of delved into the numbers, and I'll tell you a little bit more than I got to write in the story, because he said most of it is for meth. He told me that back when Attorney General Dustin McDaniel had pushed and passed some legislation where there were restrictions and limits on the amount of pseudoephedrine that you could buy, he said the dynamic for meth changed, but he said that it's still the worst problem in the county, drug-wise, crystal meth. He said whenever pseudoephedrine restrictions were put into place, what happened was people were making all of their meth, and then they went from having to make it to traffic it in. The sheriff even described to me at first they were using search warrants to go to people's houses and find the meth. He said then the folks would wise up to that, and they would all meet up out in the middle of the woods and cook meth in an impromptu kind of meth lab they would construct and then all take apart. And leave. It's kind of a crazy system that they would use to evade the law. Well, now he said they have to use canine units and such to find the traffickers during traffic stops whenever they're coming into the county from outside. That's where the sheriff thinks most of the meth that's being dealt in Randolph County comes from. I asked him if he thought that the opioids were a problem. He didn't even mention them whenever I asked. That doesn't mean that he believes that they're not. Just wasn't a part of the problem enough for him to bring up or go into further. Seems like crystal meth is still a major problem for Randolph County. And enough of one that they're going to be expanding the jail there as something that's going to be seeing its beginnings and really a lot of construction work take place probably before this month is over. They also said a new generator is going to be brought in, and that's expected to be there by the end of the month. If you drive by, they probably already had the vehicles parked in a certain way getting ready for the construction, according to the sheriff. What in the world's going on? We got a bear alert to bring along to you. Another one. 2 in a 7-day period. How about that? It's in the Clearview Addition, maybe Independence County, near around that area, where on June 7th, this bear was spotted, and it almost looks like it would be a brown bear, but it's not. It's a black bear. I think maybe it's the light that made it look that way. But if you have any pets, especially outside pets, and they're in Independence County or in Lawrence County, this is the second bear alert we brought along to you so far this year. Well, then guess what? You might want to have those pets secured unless they're capable of targeting or taking on a bear. My cat says hello. Most of the folks who watch USA Network on Monday nights or Tuesday nights probably know who these three faces are, and they probably know a lot of their colleagues' faces as well. That's The Miz, Jeff Hardy, and Shinsuke Nakamura. And all three of these superstars are going to be in, well, they're actually probably already in Jonesboro right now, because they're going to be performing tonight at the First National Bank Arena at 7:30. It's WWE Live. Taking a look now at some of the superstars that are going to be there. No, they're not advertising this event, but I sure wish they were. I just kind of like the WWE, and I think it's pretty cool when they're in Jonesboro. I don't see Randy Orton here. I don't know if that means he's not going to be at the gym, maybe. But who is going to be here tonight will include at least several WWE superstars that we can see there from the SmackDown brand. This is not WWE Raw, by the way. It's a live event. Raw is tonight also, but that's a different show somewhere else. However, SmackDown itself will be live tomorrow in Memphis, I believe, but who cares about that? We're talking about the WWE and Jonesboro, and that's happening tonight if you want to go. It's time now for a look at your hot New Wave wireless weather forecast. Home of the sweaty $49 iPhone screen repair. No, home of the $49 iPhone screen repair. New Wave bringing us a very hot forecast this week with the chance for thunderstorms as well. Let's talk about that. First of all, tonight, a 20% chance for thunderstorms. It's actually still going on for us this afternoon, too. Right now, though, we're seeing no thunderstorms in Jonesboro, at least, fair skies. But you do have that slight lingering chance tonight, mostly clear, low down to 73. A 30% chance tomorrow afternoon, mainly, with mostly sunny skies and a high near 93. The heat index will be at least 103 tomorrow, so be careful if you're outside. 30% chance for thunderstorms tomorrow night. That comes a 40% chance by Wednesday. That's kind of why I made that a larger symbol on Wednesday, because there is a better chance you're going to see it then than any other day. Partly sunny, 191. The chance goes down to 20% for Thursday with partly sunny and 193. Friday, 30% chance of thunderstorms, mostly sunny and a high near 94. So it's still going to be hot going into the weekend, the mid-90s, and slight chances for thunderstorms out and about out there. But thankfully, well, at least we aren't seeing any severe weather this afternoon. Right now, 92 degrees with fair skies in Jonesboro, as everybody's saying they wanted to go to WWE tonight. My son wanted to go, said Jessica, and Amanda said I wanted to go but cannot. I'm sorry that you can't go to the WWE tonight, because I bet you it would have been a load of fun. As a matter of fact, last time the WWE came to town, did I go last time? I want to say I went and met Titus O'Neil and it even live streamed it, but maybe I didn't. Maybe that was something else entirely. They come a couple of times a year, usually. I think once for each brand, maybe, because they usually tour with 2 brands. I'm not exactly sure. Oh well. It's 10 minutes after the hour. Hang around.
Specializing in unloading contents and packet moves, fully insured and licensed, The Moving Company is the only company to call for your next move. The Moving Company's award-winning team will quickly, safely, and efficiently move your belongings where you need them, whether it's across town or across the country. The Moving Company. Equipped with 2 full-size moving trucks and all the supplies and tools for any move, the Moving Company is prepared for the toughest jobs to the most gentle. To book your next move, give us a call at 882-2842 or send us a message to our Facebook page by searching The Moving Company.
Family Medical Clinic of Walnut Ridge and Bono are your neighborhood healthcare providers, and we're now accepting new patients. We know you have a tight schedule, so we're here 6 days a week at both locations from 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. Walk-ins are welcome. In Walnut Ridge, stop by 1045 West Main Street or call us to make an appointment, 886-8300. In Bono, we're on Highway 63 North or call 930-9990. Walnut Ridge Family Medical Clinic and Bono Family Medical Clinic, here for you when you need us.
So this weekend, a fun event is taking place. It's more than just fun, though. It's about education, it's about remembering the past, and it's about building a better future. It's called Juneteenth, and it's specifically remembering the end of slavery. As you can see on the screen, the logo that shows the hands breaking the chains, breaking the bonds of slavery in that photographic, figurative sense there. We're going to be seeing this event take place in Jonesboro this weekend. It's from 10 a.m. until 3 p.m. at University Heights Lions Club Park on Saturday, June 16th, by the way. And it's, if you didn't know, 502 and a half North Bridge Street. Something tells me I said that wrong, so I got Quabila Jones on the phone. She's a talk show host at KLEK and also an event co-coordinator. Did it sound like I got the address right on that? And more specifically, tell us a little bit more about the event that's happening this weekend.
All right. Hello, Stan. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to share more information about this event. And yes, you got the address right, because I had to look it up myself.
Yes.
And that's the way it's listed on Google and Yellow Pages and all those other sites.
Good deal.
But the event this Saturday, like you said, it's called it's a Juneteenth celebration of freedom, celebrating the end of slavery, which took place in 1865. Mm-hmm. As many may know, the Civil War was still going on when the actual Emancipation Proclamation was signed in 1863. So it took until 1865 until the final word got to all the slaves in Galveston, Texas, that slavery was finally abolished. This event will focus on the history of that knowledge. We will have a professor from Arkansas State University providing some historical background. We will also have other speakers, members of the community that hold offices such as the chief of police, the mayor, and other members speaking on diversity, inclusion, unity. As the theme states, remembering the past to build a better future. We want to remember the days of old. We want to build on that and build a better future, build a better community that includes diversity, inclusion, more unity. We want everyone to see each other as equals, as Americans, not white Americans, black Americans, whatever American. We are all one American, and that's the purpose of this event. Now, we will have some fun things for the kids to do. We will have some food as well, but the whole focus is bringing the community together to remember the past, and let's build on that to create a better future.
You've got events set up to begin with presentations at noon, according to the flyer, and we're seeing the names of some of those on there, and I think you mentioned those just now too. So, but it seems like it's going to be an event, especially with everything that's going on in the world and in our country. It does seem like to me an uneducated white man who is trying his best to understand this, that it is an important time for us to remember the past, and as more maybe than ever, it seems like we should want to remember and want to study how that bad decisions that aren't questioned can really lead to being just horrible atrocities in history. I know that a lot of the things that we're talking about were cultural commonalities back in, the times that we're talking about, but it was folks challenging the norm, and it was folks speaking out and speaking up against the way things had always been, if you will, to changing something, and to us now being able to look back and say slavery was horrible, which I think is, I think most people agree with that. I hope is that was a terrible, terrible thing, and there's just no justifying it. So if we don't remember that, how can we see where we're at now? Because just ending the practice of slavery, it did not end the troubles that had been created from it for many, many years. Would you say that I'm on the correct path with that?
Yes, sir. I've been doing a lot of research because I wanted to make sure that I had my details down, packed, and I was reading the General Order Number 3 that was passed, basically the announcement that was passed around by Major General Granger. And so while slavery was abolished, in this order, it states that the slaves were to remain on the property of their former masters and work as laborers, as paid wage laborers. So while they were free in a sense, but they weren't. So I want people to recognize, even though we have made a lot of accomplishments in 2018, we still have a ways to go when it comes to full inclusion and equality. And so I don't want people to feel bad about what happened. I just want them to remember and build and do better.
I love that. And I think that is the best way to state the goal. It's not about dwelling on the past. It is about remembering what happened so that we can correctly address where we need to go in the future. And I think that this is a perfect event to assist folks in gaining a better educational place to start that. So it's from 10 a.m. until 3 p.m. this Saturday. You've got a lot of donations and churches and groups that are helping to make part of this happen. Would you like to thank any of those?
Yes, oh my goodness. So far, these are just our donators and contributors, whether it was financial or giveaways or just some different items. St. Bernard's Healthcare, NEA Baptist, the City of Jonesboro, Jonesboro Police Department, DARE, Spacewalk Inflatable Jonesboro, the Multicultural Center on the campus of Arkansas State University, Jonesboro Alumni Chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, Cool Cuts Barbershop, H2Q Barbecue and Catering, First National Bank of Jonesboro, Bancorp South of Jonesboro, Miller's Temple Kojic, New St. John Baptist Church, and Awaken Church. Now, this doesn't include the individuals who will have booths, informational booths set up. We will have, I don't want to give too much away, but there will be some chess, a chess game. So if you love chess,
all right.
We're hoping to have some live animals. That's still in the works, but we will have, of course, inflatables and just many things for the kids to enjoy. The public library will be there, so.
Oh, cool.
So many things.
Lots of speakers that are also going to be there as well, starting at noon. We've got speakers from New Life Empowerment Ministry with more to come. As you mentioned earlier, you mentioned the mayor's going to be there. Yes.
And the chief of police. And these are individuals who work hand in hand with the community. So they know firsthand some of the challenges that we face. Just look at Dr. Charlie Dancer, the new chancellor of Arkansas State University. The campus is a hotbed of multicultural individuals. So he has to find a way to help everyone get along, create a space of unity on campus. So he's going to talk to us from his perspective. I don't know exactly what the title of his address is, so I'm sorry I can't, speak on that. But
that's going to be interesting.
Yes, it's going to be very interesting. And I really encourage everyone to come out, bring your folding chairs, lawn chairs, those stadium chairs. We would have some places, but we don't want people to be standing in the heat. So please bring your folding chairs and enjoy the speakers. I hope everyone gets something out of it.
I hope so too. It's a worthwhile event, and I'm so glad that you took the time to help put this together. You mentioned somebody else was also coordinating it. Who was it that you want to give credit to for helping out?
Well, Brother Bernard Cobbs is. He does our All Gospel Wednesday and Victory Praise Gospel on Sunday. So I have to give him a shout out because he and I first started this venture. But I have to give a shout out to the whole volunteer staff at KLEK 102.5 of them. Allie J, Brandon, of course the general manager, Leganzi Kell,
of course,
and Tanita. They have been instrumental in helping me. At first, I was a little nervous and anxious and, going through this process of planning. But when I started delegating, they just got on board and they're awesome.
That's great. Well, congratulations on the work that you're putting in together on this. This is all coming together this Saturday. It's a stacked event, lots of fun planned, lots of speakers planned, and it's probably going to be a great success. We look forward to sharing more about it, and maybe even getting to share a live stream of it. If whenever Leganzi gets involved, you almost are guaranteed to have a live stream go up somewhere. But that's taking place from 10 a.m. until 3 p.m. That is this Saturday in Jonesboro at the University Heights Lions Club Park, and Miss Kabila Jones joining us to tell us all about it. Thank you, ma'am, for being on the show today.
Thank you so much, Dan. I truly enjoyed it. The whole community, you're welcome. Please come out and enjoy this event with us.
Have you heard about the news that the International House of Pancakes has changed their name, even though it may just be kind of a marketing strategy? I don't know if they're going to change the signs or not, but they might, to International House of B. And the B stands for burgers. That's right, they're going from pancakes to burgers? That's a heck of a change, but we're okay with that. We like burgers here at NEA Report. In fact, Jonesboro has some fantastic burgers. So if the International House of Pancakes plans to get into the burger market, well, we wish them luck. But you're going to have some stiff competition from our friends across Jonesboro. In fact, we've compiled a list of my favorite 5 burgers in Jonesboro, and I'm going to share those with you now. And if you want to share your favorite burger in Jonesboro or Northeast Arkansas, post it in chat. Maybe we'll try it out or add it to the list someday. No particular order that I'm going to put these names in because it's too hard already to narrow it down to 5. But Godse's is definitely on the list because they have some of the most inventive burgers I've ever tried. The Goober Burger has peanut butter on it. Delicious. Sounds horrible. It's one of the best things I've ever had. The Nacho Macho. You guessed it. Nacho cheese covering this thing. Great. Woo Pig Suey. Talking about barbecue pulled pork with a burger and jalapeno. In fact, I think that's what you're looking at on the screen. That's an old photo I took there. What about the Red Wolf Chili Burger? It sounds delicious too. And the list just goes on and on and on. A lot of these, especially several years back, it would have been my favorite place without a question. I'm not so sure if the quality stayed where it's always been. But I know that Godse's has some great burgers. Number 2 on my list is hands down, and it's a winner in just about anybody's list. It's Skinny J's. James Best, the guy that made an awesome hole-in-the-wall restaurant in Cache that expanded to the Skinny J's. Well, can I call him an empire yet? I'm going to. He has quality almost patented at this point. He is so high quality, and the burgers at his restaurants are no exception. High quality, hearty portions. I love the taste. I love the owner. I love the ingredients. I love everything about Skinny J's. B.A. Burrito. This is going to be the shocker on the list unless you've been there. And if you've been there, you know the secret is out. Because B.A. Burrito, Southwest Drive in Jonesboro, may have one of the best burgers you've ever eaten in your life. I don't know if it's all B.A. Burritos that do this. Maybe it is. But I know the one we have on Southwest Drive next to, I think, a tobacco store. And, it's also next to the Firehouse Subs. That group in there can cook a burger. And, I mean, they've even got some great reviews on Google for their burger cooking. So don't rule them out. That's a bit of a surprise for some folks. Here's one that is a chain that focuses on it and may not be a surprise, but look, when you're good, you're good. You got it down pat. And Five Guys, yeah, they might have one of the best burgers. It's a quaint feel for a chain because it's just a burger wrapped in aluminum foil and dumped for just a pile of greasy fries dumped into the bag. That's it. It's pretty simple. They're not spending a lot of money on packaging. They are focusing on quality, and they got it. Their quality is really good for those dang Five Guys burgers. I love those. But I have to throw in on the list one of my favorite overall places in town. It's Bistro on the Ridge. Nearly impossible for me not to order their blackened chicken fettuccine Alfredo. But actually, it's not fettuccine. It's just blackened chicken Alfredo. They use a penne pasta. Typos aside on the graphics. I just about can't not get that there. But if I want to get a burger there, I'm always blown away. It's great. If you want to compete with Jonesboro's burgers, you're going to have to start with the best, IHOP or IHOB. Still not sure about that, but I give them points for boldness. Tell us what you think in chat. What is your favorite burger that you've ever had across Northeast Arkansas? Let us know. We're hungry. There's one thing I have to sit here and tell you guys, though, for certain. As we were going through chat, and I saw some of yours coming through, somebody mentioned G Street Kitchen, and I officially think I'm going to take... I kind of want to put G Street Kitchen on the list and maybe take Five Guys off. I see Horsey doesn't like it. I'm not going to read that comment. Well, I'll read it. Five Guys is dank AF. All right. That's what Horsey said. But I want to know what you guys think as well. If you're in chat and you're hungry, tell us what you're having for dinner. If it's a burger, we want to know. Maybe it's at IHOB. You can like us and follow us on Facebook if you're not already, and we will love you. Well, we'll at least really appreciate it. You probably are, but if you're not already, please do follow us, because that's what we would like. Also on YouTube, subscribe. You can check us out there with an HD broadcast delivered every single day. I'm Stan Morris. Now you're up to date from NEA Report. Thanks so very much for joining us on a mundane Monday. We're back with more news tomorrow, unless it breaks out tonight, in which case we will break in. Hope things go well tonight in Singapore. We'll be following that story very closely with the North Korea and American summit that's going to take place, and may even do a little bit of breaking news coverage on that, depending on how that goes. I'm Stan Morris. Now you're up to date from NEA Report.